at the end of the day, I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia. Welcome to the start of a new writing vlog. I'm very excited for this writing vlog because I haven't written in a very long time. I haven't been writing, but I've been thinking a lot about my stories and a lot about things. I think I'm gonna do a writing update kind of closer to the middle of the year, which we're getting close to. I have so much like going on in my head right now that I'm like, what am I saying? In this vlog, I'm going to be writing draft 4 of WIA, which is my second book, and I'm going to be creating a query package for that book. So without like going too in depth, like a full like writing update, I have been querying my first book, STM, for over a year, and it's fine. Like it's gotten some feedback, and I don't know. I am at the point where I have queried so many people, and a lot of people have not gotten back to me, and a lot of people said no, and I am just kind of like running out of options. So I decided I have this whole other book that I wrote, WIA, and I just need to make a few like tweak changes to it. Like I'm just gonna like expand a couple little parts, change a couple little things. That's all I'm doing for this 4th draft before it can be like submission ready. And basically what I decided is that as much as I love my first book, it is my child, it is my baby, it holds such a special place in my heart, I care more about like just starting the publishing process, getting an agent, and like my career as an author starting more than I am about that specific book going out as soon as possible. So I'm like, I love my second book. My second book is my second child. You know, it might have come second in order, but I do love it so much, and I do think it's a good book, and I have confidence in it. So I'm like, why not like start querying that? And I specifically want to do this like before like the slow slog of summer comes, because publishing kind of shuts down in the summer. And I have one particular agent who expressed a liking towards my writing, but wasn't confident in that particular book. So that is going to be the first person that I am reaching out to. And so I really want to get that done as soon as possible. So I'm starting on this 4th draft. Basically what I'm doing for like the query package, so I told you I'm making those slight changes in the 4th draft, like just going through it, making tweaks, changes, adding a couple other things after my beta reader feedback. That's what I'm doing. But for my query package, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through, as I'm reading, as I'm editing, revising, I am writing down little like brief like synopses or brief like descriptions of what happens in every chapter, because as much as I know this story, how well do I know this story? So I'm doing that to kind of like make sure I get my like summary done, because I am gonna have to do a full summary, which is a summary. Like I feel like that's just like everything that happens in the book. And then my query letter, which I have started on, is basically everything that happens until like the midpoint. So it has a bit of the summary, but it like leaves you wanting more, and it's more of like a pitch. Unfortunately for me, I never pictured pitching this book. So I don't think it's unpitchable, but it's not as like, to me, like what I would think to be like commercially, like it's not as commercial as I feel like my first book was. And so it's like harder for me to like pitch, and it's like dual POV, so I'm like, this is going on at this perspective, this is going on this anyway. So I'm writing that query letter, so that's that, and it's just sample pages. So that's like basically what I'm working on right now. Chapter by chapter summary is done, the summary and the query letter. Those are all things that I'm gonna kind of like chip away at as I'm doing the 4th draft, but more so like something that's gonna happen after I finish the 4th draft, because I'll have like a much better like and refreshed like knowledge of the story, because I would have just read it. That's the plan. Starting today, I don't know how many days this is gonna take. When I did my 4th draft of STM before I did the next round of queries that I did over spring break, it took me like 3 days, but this is a longer book and I have to do the query letter and the synopsis, so it's probably gonna take longer. I'm not trying to rush it. I'm trying not to rush it, but I do want to get it done. But I am having a blast. I do love this book a lot. I've been kind of having shiny new idea syndrome, because like I've been so excited about my 3rd book. I've been kind of like putting off, and I was actually gonna do like my vlog for my 3rd book, like brainstorming and like outlining that, and then I was like, no, you have to finish. Well, I'm a big completionist, so like I have to finish what I started. So I'm hoping to get like 12 chapters done today. It's so far like 1 o'clock, and I've done 3 chapters. So thank you. And I'm gonna try to work until like 4-ish. I don't like working in long days because I like having balance in my life, and I like having work-life balance. So we're gonna see like what I can do until like 4. I'm really liking this book. I really like this book. In my like wildest dreams, obviously like I want to be published, but like my biggest goal in life is like to have my book published and also like have it turned into a movie. And I just like, I have these like rainy days or these sad days where I think about my books and I just want to like go and read them because they bring me such joy. And I just think about like what it would feel like to like turn on the TV and like watch something that I made like that. Like I feel like that would be so awesome. So anyway, I'm just like getting very excited about the prospect of trying to pitch and sell this book. So hopefully it will go well, even though it's kind of it's kind of a quirky little story. A little update for now. I will check back in maybe tomorrow. Hello bestie girly pops. I am taking a quick break from writing for today. It is day 2 of working on draft 4. What have I discovered? What have I learned in this process so far? I'm 15 chapters deep. There's 34 chapters. And I've learned that although I may have just graduated with an English degree, I do not in fact know how to spell or keep to the right tenses. Yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing. I'm like going through this and it's like literally driving me insane. I like swear there weren't this many errors like when I went over this last time, because I swear like my third draft was basically like doing this exact thing of being like doing a light copy edit, weaving something else in, and that's literally what I'm doing in this 4th draft is like light copy editing, you know, connecting some dots or whatever. So I don't like, what was I doing? Like, were there more errors? Like it's genuinely insane. I'm so glad no one's ever seen that draft. Like my mom read it and she was like, Pia, there are a lot of typos, and I was like, just ignore them, like I'll get to it, like don't worry about it. And like thinking there weren't that many, and like no, there are. No, there are so many. And it's just upsetting. Anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm just so glad I'm not a copy editor. Like I got like a B+ in copy editing. Like my worst grade, because like I graduated cum laude, but like it's not bad. I just genuinely hate it. Like I hate copy editing so much. So going through and like being like, oh, missed a comma, or like, oh, like literally drive me insane. Like it's just not what I want to do. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking a quick break actually. I got started a little late today. I gotta be honest, I took a little nap after I woke up this morning. So worked out, took a shower, had a blast. But so I started work after lunch at like noon-ish. Watched an episode of Welcome to Wrexham, had a good time there. I just love like narrative storytelling. I also started watching the Beach Boys documentary, which I'm really enjoying. I'm actually seeing the Beach Boys this summer. Very freaking excited. I'm seeing like, okay, I also something that I realized in this book. I feel like in my first book, I know people talk about like references to things and like being like, a lot of people don't like a lot of like overly like overuse of references, or like trying to like make it sound like more contemporary by like referencing so many new things. And I feel like my references in my first book were very like new and grounded. In this book, it's so stupid. A lot of the book is stupid. Like, don't catch me saying that, but like my references are just so all over the place, and like no one is gonna get them besides me. No one's gonna get that I'm referencing La di Bicicletta. No one's gonna get that. No one's gonna get that I'm referencing an Italian movie from the 40s. Like no one's gonna get that. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also referencing a movie from the 60s, a song from the 2 songs from the 80s, lots of like bands from the 80s. Virginia Woolf is mentioned a few times. The references are all over the place. It's mostly like my chapter titles. My chapter titles are all like fun little quirky references that are just kind of like tangentially related to what's going on in the chapter. They're just like a cute little sneak peek into what's happening. But a lot of them come from like sayings, and a lot of sayings that come from like movies or shows or songs. And I kind of did a thing like a la like Gossip Girl. Like if you ever noticed, like Gossip Girl is like all the titles to Gossip Girl episodes are like plays on different classic movies. Not necessarily classic movies, but like plays on different movies. And so like I kind of did something similar there, but like all my references are so random that it's just like, I don't know, they like make sense. Like there's a chapter called Bicycle Thieves, and like it doesn't have anything, it has to do with bicycles, but it doesn't have to do with thieves. It's just because I love La di Bicicletta. Like what do you mean? Italian cinema. I love. So I just had like a good old laugh about that. I was just like looking up all these things I've been referencing, and I was like, so that's the 90s, that's the 80s, that's the 40s, that's the 60s. Like who's gonna relate to this? Who's gonna get the references? No one. Just me. I'm hoping to still get 10 chapters done today. I did a little work on the query letter yesterday, and I would say it's going fine. Again, it's like it's a whole like, writing a query letter is so different to me than writing like a book. There's just like it just uses a different side of your brain, like in my opinion. So it's not like my favorite thing to do. But I am like okay with how it's going so far. I have like 2 paragraphs done of it. But I just have to be like, why would people want to read this book? That's what I have to like identify in this draft, is like, what am I selling here? Like what's gonna entice you? Because like, it's just such a different weird book. That's what I'm contending with at the moment. I'll hopefully work a little bit more on that today. But if I don't, it's not that big of a deal. My goal is to get the query out Tuesday. It's currently Saturday. So I get draft 4 done, the query letter and the synopsis done by Tuesday. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to have a draft of the query letter done by Sunday, so I can send it to someone in my family to read it and say, this makes sense. Maybe the synopsis too. Maybe that too. That's like the timeline, hopefully. If it takes longer, it takes longer. I've like rearranged my week so that I'm not like filming another video that I was planning on filming this coming week. So it's just gonna be this one. So you may be asking yourself, Pia, what have you accomplished today? And I'm sorry to say, it's not gonna be the answer you want to hear. Maybe, I don't know. It is Sunday. I gave myself until Tuesday to do this, so I'm hoping that that's still an okay timeline. I worked on my query letter. I got that done. I shared it with my mom. She says maybe I'm sharing too much, but I don't think I'm like spoiling anything that's gonna happen. So I think it's pretty good. Pretty happy with it. It's just a page. If you don't know what a query letter is, it's basically your page pitch of your book, everything that happens until around the midpoint, and just like keeping your reader engaged, wanting them to read more. Hook, book, cook. That's the order of things. So you have your hook, you have the book, and then you have a little description about yourself. So I got that done pretty early this morning. I did that for like the first hour I was working. And then I worked on 4 chapters, got through cleaning up those typos. I did that for a while. And then I had lunch, stopped for lunch, got on a call with my brother, and then I just applied for a job, and I'm just kind of like, I really want to go on a long walk. That's why I'm in like workout-ish clothes. I'm also in my Princeton shirt because Princeton just had reunions this weekend, and I'm not there to celebrate, even though I didn't go to Princeton. I want to go on a long walk today, and I was like, I'm gonna reward myself with getting this book done by going on a long walk, but I'm having such like, it's really hard to do this. I don't want to complain. I don't want to complain because like, I think I said the other day, I was like, I'm in such a like privileged position right now to be able to do what I do, so I don't really like complaining. I'm reading this book and I'm not reading it like a reader that much. I'm mostly just like, are there typos? Like I'm just like scouring the page for typos and like for things that don't make sense. And I'm adding things here and there, but like not really anything major. I cannot believe that I did a copy edit in the 3rd draft. Like I simply don't believe myself. Like what was I doing? Why I didn't do well in copy editing? So I'm not having a lot of fun reading it, and like I love this book. I know I love this book. I know I love these characters, but like because I'm not like really invested in the story in this read through, I'm just kind of like not feeling super moved by what's going on. And I have to, what I'm gonna do, like once I get through this like copy edit, I'm gonna read it again, but I'm gonna like read it again as a reader because I don't have the same like enthusiasm for it right now because I'm not into the story right now. And I know it's a good story and I like it a lot, but I'm just feeling very blah about it right now. I'm feeling very nervy about it. And I think it's because it just feels so real. Like I was very excited about it feeling real yesterday, but today I felt very nervous about it because I just like, at the end of the day, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just trying my best with the tools that I have. So like, I'm just very scared of like people not thinking, of just not being good enough for people. So I need someone to tell me that like ASAP because I simply don't know how to do things if I don't feel I'm good at it. That's what's going on. So I'm gonna take a pause in rewriting it for now. I also think I'm like just not refilling the well. I think that's a problem. Like I watched the Beach Boys documentary, but like what else did I do to like refill the well? Like I didn't do anything. Really loved the Beach Boys documentary for the most part. It was quite enjoyable. And I was watching a vlog from when I first wrote this book, and I was talking about how I was burnt out because I wasn't refilling the well, and now here I am thinking I can just plow through 34 chapters of a book and just like not have to think about anything else. And I'm like, no girl, I don't know why my eyes are itchy. No girl, you have to do other things. And I'm just like, I'm taking a break. I have 7 chapters left, which is basically all of Act 3. And I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. Hi friends, I was really not feeling like working today. Gotta be really honest with you. I didn't feel like writing today, and I think it's just cause my computer is like rendering my video, the last video you saw, so that's what's going on. That's that noise. I finished this draft. I changed like a little bit of the ending. There's just like a little bit more, and like a little bit more of like a weaving. I'm always weaving. So I got through it, did my little edits. It wasn't as like aggressively annoying as it was before. I still have to do the synopsis, which I guess I'll do tomorrow. I kind of like decided to take the pressure off of doing this right now because it was stressing me out. And especially since I was like reading it and like doing copy edits and just like not having a time, I was just like, let's chill about it. I am going to write the synopsis tomorrow and then probably start reading it again. I wish I could like log this in my Goodreads. I've read this book so many times. But one day. So I'm going to do that. That's the plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna be like to the end of the week is when my new deadline is. Even though I feel like I'm gonna get it done tomorrow, but I'm giving myself extra grace, extra time. I finished the Beach Boys documentary. Did I tell you that? I finished the Beach Boys documentary and then I watched the Iron Claw, and then it's just like, I'm watching a lot of sad shit right now. It really made me like eepy. Like I was eepy watching that movie. I swear. I should probably like watch or read more things that inform my writing and just like literally the bane of my existence. I'm so bad at doing that when I'm writing. But also I'm gonna go on my walk now. My afternoon walk is gonna be a little early. It's 3:30. It's very exciting because usually it's been around like 5. And I have been taking a lot of naps lately. Hoping that won't be the case soon. Hello friends. I went to the library today to get my work done, which I've been planning to do for the last like 4 days. I just haven't been getting up early enough. And today, of course, the day that I decided to go, they closed half of the library. So I was like, okay, like when am I gonna find a seat? And I finally found a seat that had a charger because I need a charger to use my laptop. It doesn't work otherwise. And I just like sat my butt down and I wrote the synopsis for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so. It was hard. Like there's too many plot lines going on in this book for me to condense this to 2 pages. So like 2 pages and a little bit more, like a teensy bit more. And so I'm having my mom read over that now to be like, am I missing something? Am I saying too much about one thing? I don't think I am. I just think there's too much going on in this book. I'm not trying to get out a query today. Not the goal. The goal is by the end of the week. We shall see if that happens. Apply to another job today. I don't know if I've been updating you on my journey to apply to jobs, but it's happening. It's happening, trying to get employed, guys. Yeah, I am gonna do another read through of the book. I just don't want to do it today. Like I just read that book. It is like at the forefront of my mind. I need a little break. Yeah, I'm gonna go my walk now. That's what's going on. This is an angle that I chose. And I gotta be honest with you, it's not my best, but it's okay. Alrighty guys, it is time for me to wrap up this writing vlog. I accomplished a lot. I got done with the 4th draft of the book, which was mostly fixing typos and adding a little thing at the end, just weaving a couple things through, and getting the query package done. I did send out my first query to an agent. I haven't sent more than one because I just want to see how that does. And I don't want to jinx it, and I just like I don't know if I'm like, I want to go full-fledged into querying the 2nd book or if I want to like keep querying the 1st one. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I did send that out, and I decided I'm not going to do like a full read-through for a little bit, just to kind of keep I'm gonna say keep the spirit alive, but keep my love for this project alive, so I wasn't like going straight to like reading it over and over again, because like generally that does kind of burn me out and make it not as fun for me. So I am going to wait to read it again in a little bit, but my next next writing vlog is going to be brainstorming and outlining my next book, which I am so excited about. I'm going to walk you through my whole process of doing that, and I'm very excited to do that. But in the meantime, we have some more reading and writing content coming up for you, so I hope you stay tuned and enjoy. With that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!